My YouTube subscribers, to all my rideshare friends out there. The last video that I made, I was too reactive. I made it out of upset and anger, and I thought I listened to it once or twice, and I figured, no, I've got to redo this. But the desperation level of Uber has reached an all-time low. Obviously, they're hemorrhaging money. They are making loss after loss after loss. Lyft just beat them to the SEC filing, announcing that they will. So doesn't really look good for Uber as far as this IPO goes. And after this news, my friends, I'm not caving or closing the channel. I'm pushing on for change. This motivates me more than ever. But I just wanted to show you that I'm a strong recruiter of drivers for Uber and Lyft, right? Obviously, I drive, I lease out cars. So I try to approach this business from all angles. And some of you may say, well, you're just out for the referrals. No, I enjoy marketing. I enjoy educating. I enjoy training. I enjoy helping rideshare drivers climb the ladder, up their earnings. That's what motivates me daily, if you want the honest truth. Referrals is a byproduct. That's a great extra income. You should be doing it. I had in my 4SL4T account, I had, let me just show you on this side, I had 402 pending invites totaling 74,000. They dropped it overnight, right, to 94 pending invites, $20,000, 200. Interesting. And then on my other one, on my AJEJA account, which is my commercial account, my fleet account, they dropped it down from 282 pending invites, which was $73,000, down to 52 pending, which is $7,500 outstanding that they owe me overnight. So that's a reduction from 684 invites down to 146. Quick math here. And that's a reduction of 147,000 US dollars right down to 27.7, right? 80% just wiped out overnight. The excuse, oh, we changed to a 90-day policy, which means if the drivers do not conduct those trips in 90 days, you don't get paid. And that really sucks for guys that on 71 out of 75 trips, I've had several people 73 out of 75. You're waiting for that big referral amount. They get booted out. I get booted out. And it just proves to me over and over again that the desperation level with Uber to try and make money, to try and hurt the drivers, to try and take away from the drivers, cozy up to the passengers, has reached a peak, right? And you can't go out and do an IPO if the culture of the business, of the company is off balance, right? If there's not the balance like with Apple, where the people enjoy going to work, they enjoy designing, or the people that work for Tesla, they love the engineers, love the product, they're into it, and your stock is just not going to do good, right? So my prediction here, based on this, two things. I'm going to keep on pushing for change. Ladies and gentlemen, if you think that I'm going to sit down after this, no. Drafted a 28-page document, gets sent out on Monday, passed by an attorney. I invoiced them for $295,000. If you think talk is cheap, check this out. There it is. It's laid out. There's the dollar amount right there. Oops. Got to, you're doing everything in reverse. Right there it is. 295, 375. This, my friends, as you can see, who do I address it to? Legal. And it's 28 pages with proof, right? Showing, exposing the shenanigans. And you know what? No problem. I have no problem putting this evidence in arbitration or before a court. The bottom line is that this needs to be exposed, right? And as long as they keep on doing the shenanigans, as long as the media keeps on breaking negative after negative story, Darrow was just out yesterday apologizing for two things, right? The public, the initial public offering is going to go sour. The people are not going to buy into the hype in the numbers. Now, Lyft, on the other hand, flying beautifully below the radar, staying away from the press, don't have these skeletons in the closet, haven't even opened up the international market. They're doing super, super well. In the last 12 months, I've just seen a mass exodus of Uber drivers over to Lyft. And so I think that's where the money is. I truly think that's where the cash is. That Lyft is not overhyped. It's the real deal. Uber has to really mend this relationship with drivers. They have to reach out and cultivate respect. They have to earn the respect. They have to make some changes with earnings. And they have to really incentivize all drivers across the board, not just create this Uber Pro program for a few successful drivers. They need to give incentives across the board for anyone that's done 2,000 trips, 5,000 trips. You got to get bonuses. You got to climb in your earnings as you reach 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 trips, 15,000 trips, right? You can't just make a few privileged in this rideshare business. It's got to be for all, not just for the 2%, right? Not just for the people over 4.85 rating. No. So as you can see, I've been scrolling through evidence after evidence, all attached to this letter. This is the calmer version, the last one that I made. I just went off the rock. I was just so damn pissed, ladies and gentlemen. But rightfully so, right? If they decide to turn your earnings upside down overnight, gosh, I mean, you can't take this, laying down. You got to get up, you got to fight, and that's what I'm going to do, right? So I insist that they pay this money, and if they don't pay the money, you know what? I think drivers have the upper hand here, right? Because when it comes to IPO time, when it comes to possibly a nationwide strike, if we stand together, if we stand strong, we're victorious. I can tell you that right now. Don't think that we are the weaker party of the two. They're just bullying us around, classing, bullying, based on the high level of desperation, right? We don't have to put up with corporate bullies. We got to work for a company that looks after our back. I do, you know that. Again, there's a lot of stuff in these 28 pages that protects all the drivers, right? So this is what you're doing to drivers, not just to me, but to all the drivers, and it has to be made known to Uber. I've never had to draft a letter like this to Lyft. There's really no need to. You finish up, you complete, you get paid, right? With Uber, they're scrambling to cut everywhere they can, in the wrong places, that is, on the driver's side, versus, putting in some healthy increases for passengers, right? So this ain't going to fly, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited for the response. If they want to ignore the deadline, that's fine. I'll take step 2. But I wanted to make this video and say I was once again disappointed. There's definitely sort of a love-hate relationship with Uber. Doesn't mean I'm going to stop referring. I think it's a great way to make money. If you just want to put in hours here or there or part-time, great. But if you blow it out as a full business like I have and you've put in the hours, then you expect the returns. And when they chop back the returns, that's when you have to be vocal. So your feedback on this, has it affected you? Would love to know what you think about this video. Has this affected your weekly earnings? Has this affected your referrals? Has this affected your incentives? Feedback, my friends, always welcome. Drive safe.